Hi there everyone, this is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage making a video this afternoon. I've got some really nice natural light and you are seeing the debut of the Singer 15K. Some of you will remember this machine because when I had it under my purchasing or good find series, I rather confidently said, oh, this machine was made in Germany. And I had made this assumption because I didn't check the serial number as I should have. In fact, I'll show it to you. The serial number on this machine is, let's get a little bit of a different view here. Let's see if I can get this to focus in for you guys. Okay, so the serial number is E like Edward, G like George, 750767. Sorry, you're having to I can peer around the side of the spool pin there. So I looked this serial number up on the ISMAX site, and it says that this is a 15K. It was made, of course, in the Kilbowie plant in Clydesbank, Scotland, and there were quite a few of these made, and what's interesting, the most interesting thing of all, other than the fact that some of my viewers, and I really appreciate all of you helping me with this, you pointed out that this machine was not made in Germany. The letter G had thrown me off because in industrial machines you will sometimes see the letter G in some of the German-made industrial Singers. Now, I knew that Singer had factories in Germany, both before and after the Second World War. I think they may have changed cities. But they were building Singer machines all over the world. And so I saw the G, and then I saw some of you may remember, the owner's manual, which looked to, again, I don't speak German, but I didn't look closely enough. And of course, those of you who did notice that this is actually in Dutch. And so you can see how my bridge of assumptions led me astray. So thank you again for those of you who speak German who pointed out, no, that's actually Dutch. And just to confirm for all of you, I stand corrected, and it wouldn't be the first time, that this is in fact a machine made in the United Kingdom, even though unlike some of them it doesn't say so, but the serial number does show that it was made in Great Britain. One of the interesting facts I thought to mention here is that when I looked up the serial number, of course I found the year. It was registered at the factory in August, it says August 21st, what does it say? No, it just says August, I'm sorry, it does say August 1951. And how interesting that in 1951, Singer was still producing treadle machines. They were still used, and they are in different parts of the world. People use them sometimes because they have to, and other people just love treadling. I have restored a number of treadles. This is one of the smoothest I've ever worked on, and I don't know if it's the treadle mechanism. It's very similar to all of the other treadle mechanisms that we know from Singer. If I pan back here, and you'll see underneath, it's of course this has the wooden the wooden supports for the table, and of course the mechanism and that wonderful big heavy pulley there is made of iron. Some of these later Singer tables in North America were of course had the cast iron, and then they had steel sort of pedestal supports, I guess you'd call them, and of course before that you had the more ornate cast iron supports for the table. So this table is a more streamlined version. Again, one of the last of the treadle tables. It has, of course, a drawer, and I'll show you guys in just a moment the things that are going to be included with this machine. A little bit of the history here. This machine, I purchased this from the granddaughter of the original purchaser. Now, why there was a Dutch manual in here, I don't know. It's possible that the person spoke Dutch, or who knows, they may have bought it from someone and who spoke Dutch. Someone did, because it's not surprising that Singer would have manuals in all sorts of languages. Again, they were one of the first global corporations in history. And but anyway, I have now seen my very first Dutch language Singer user manual, and uh, and actually, I don't know if you guys can see this if I zoom in. I'm just noticing this for the first time. There's something here that says, and I can't really read this. I don't know if you guys can. If you speak Dutch, you might. But notice it says something in GR Britannic, and that may be, I'm guessing, guys, I will not swear to it because of my last mistake. I wonder if this is the Dutch language for made in Great Britain, although that could have been just the printed manual. I don't know. In any case, we have a Scottish 15 treadle, and she is beautiful. What does this machine come with? She has a drawer, functioning drawer in the table I just showed you, and she has a accessory box. Now, some of you may have seen these. Most of the Singer, see if I can find one, most of the Singer accessory boxes that I've seen, whether they were North American or not, here's kind of a ratty remains of one, are this wide, right? So this one is longer, and I've never seen one. I don't know if that was because it was brought from the United Kingdom. If any of you have this extra long accessory box amongst your machines, let me know. It says accessories for 15K. So again, these are, Singer had all sorts of things they were doing, and we don't always see them in our neck of the woods. This machine comes with some fun accessories here. We have a zipper foot or a double cording foot, and it has an adjustable, you can adjust it, to an adjustable position on it. I have an adjustable hammer foot. This would have been not an uncommon accessory to get with your new Singer when it was new. We have a slotted binder foot. You can imagine all the little baby bibs and sometimes the tablecloths people would put binding or border fabrics on there, and this of course enabled you to do that. We have a lint brush, which I believe to be original. We have some Japanese made 15 by 1 or home sewing needles. These I'll include, these are in here. And what else have we got, guys? We've got what they used to call a felling or rolled hem foot. And then we have a shirring or gathering foot. Remember all the little pleats and gathers that were in everything from dresses to all sorts of garment designs. So this would have been a commonly used foot back in the day. Have an extra bobbin, and I try, unless there are multiples of the same thing, I try to keep all of the accessories that come with the machine with it. And this way, when you're getting it, not only are you getting a machine that's been overhauled and restored, you're getting something that was in someone's family. In this case, it's 1951, so it's almost 70 years old. But these are needles. Now, there are people out there that collect, I don't know if they collect vintage needles. People collect everything. I don't. I'm not a collector. Occasionally I come across certain sewing accessories and I'll sell them separately, but that's very unusual. But sometimes I see Singer needles. Singer used to make needles in North America, and they made them in Germany. But this is the first needle pack I have had, and it says the Singer Company, made in Great Britain. So they were making needles in Great Britain once upon a time, and I believe these are size 11. It says 3, size 11. So I'll include this for the new owner. I just think it's a cool part of the history. They may be sharp needles or not. I think they're kind of fun to just hold on to. And the box is in remarkably good shape, which I'm always impressed by. You know, it's got a little wear on the edges, but my gosh, it's basically a cardboard box that's 70 years old, and it's held up pretty well. So this speaks volumes of the original owner. By the way, if you have other sewing feet or accessories, if they're for straight stitch low shank machines, they should fit this machine. What else to say about this model? By 1951, if you were, zoom in here, if you were still buying the Singer 15, you got this, and this says Singer Semenko on the back. There is a needle plate that has seam markings on it, which is really cool. What else to say? Again, a full listing of everything that I have done to overhaul this machine will be on the listing. So you'll be able to see that for those of you who might be able to come by and take a look. I am increasingly getting interested in treadle machines, and in part because the more I've been studying about the role that the weight of pulleys, this is the hand wheel, spoked hand wheel, which of course is really a giant pulley, or not a giant pulley, a big wheel with a pulley about that big, and then of course the giant pulley underneath. You get a lot of piercing power with these machines. And so I'm going to push this one. We're going to sew with her today. I've just completed the last of the overhaul work, and I have this tripod right in front of me. So it's like filming these videos, by the way, is a lot like trying to sit behind a person and show them how to use something. I'll start here, and you can see I have done, show you, I've been doing some testing, and this top test stitch right here, you see the white stitches that run right above my finger. Okay, that's the top thread, and then the bottom thread is sort of a green color, and notice those beautiful stitches it's forming. It goes right over the belt loop, doesn't miss a beat. I love to test machines out, and you know, whenever you're adjusting your own tension, that's something you can do. Oh, by the way, the needle in this this has a new needle. I put new needles in all of my machines. This is a extra heavy duty jeans needle. The brand is Oregon, my favorite. They're made in Japan. The difference is, and it's not just about jeans, any heavy fabric, you would want a jeans needle. The jeans needles are more resistant to breaking. No, there's no such thing as a break-proof needle, but these are heavier duty, and they're a lot better for you and your machine when you're working with heavy stuff. So I've got, I think you guys, I may have used a similar piece like this in another video. We've got a layer of this khaki cotton. We've got 2 layers of what do we got here? Hold on, guys. Have to kind of figure how much I've got here in this big sandwich. I've got, okay, a couple of layers of the pocket plus the khaki layer, and we've even got a strip here where we've got belt loops. But I've got well, let's just get started. Instead of me just talking about sewing, why don't I just do some for you guys? And yeah, we'll go right, let's go right here. We'll find a little spot, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got about 6 layers here. And you know, it's funny, we often talk about the amperage and the power of the electric motors on a machine, but we don't always address the fact that treadle machines have a lot of power, and I'm going to try to demonstrate that for you guys. I have to be able to push on the treadle pedal, so we're going to have to move the camera. Just bear with me here. Okay, guys. Fortunately, there's not a camera behind me, or this video would be more for comedy. Just watching my tall self try to sit in front of this machine and get in a good position to sew. But let's see how she does. This machine is very strong. One of the reasons you don't see or don't hear sort of a consistent sound to the machine is not the machine, it's the sewer, it's me, because I'm trying to get the rhythm of the treadle, and it's actually very easy and natural if you sit down and you start to bum. In fact, some people believe they have a lot more control over their sewing with a treadle. Okay, let's see, what did I accomplish here? All right, so I have a new layer. Here's again the top thread, and this layer here in white, not the beige, but the white. And when I turn over, you will see the green, which of course is the bobbin thread, and notice it comes right across the belt loop. And let's see, what else can we, oh, I've got a piece of denim that I'm going to, let's see, this is a piece of Levi's denim, and it even has the leather Levi Strauss patch on it, okay? And on the other side are at least a couple layers of heavy denim. So this is a pretty tall order for any machine, vintage or new, but let's see what this old machine will do for us. One thing, of course, to be aware of, those of you who are new to sewing, you will know this. Anytime you're going to change the density of your fabric or maybe the thickness of the layers, it's very helpful if you can, you want to adjust above, on top of the left top of the machine, you want to adjust the pressure on your presser bar. And I'm going to be watching to make sure that my material goes under the foot. All right, so I'll start a little slow here, which I always recommend with heavy material. And good, we've got the belt loop is now going under the foot. Now let's see if I can get any kind of rhythm going here. Uh-oh, got my leather, and I almost missed it there. I want to make sure she goes. I want to make sure she gets over, or get my material under the foot there. Okay. Okay guys, and now you can see this machine has sewn over the denim, over the leather, and she's gone right through. This, by the way, is a size 16 needle. You can get these in 18 and size 20. The Singer 15 will take up to a size 21 needle. I've seen 20s available out there. That's a giant needle. Most of you will not need, even for heavy stuff, you're not going to need that kind of needle, but it's it's available to you. That's one of the wonderful flexible things about these machines. So there you go, folks. If you see the listing, you will see I've got a number of photographs I'll have of the machine, including a list of all the steps that were taken to recondition this machine and get it woken and ready to go. But anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And for those of you who are experienced treadlers, let me know what you think. What do you think about the power of your sewing machine versus your electric models? And what kinds of materials do you like to sew with? Of course, this machine, you could sew leather, heavy material, and you could also sew lightweight material. Remember, these machines were wonderfully flexible. They had to be. Thanks for watching, everyone. Gorgeous light. We're getting more daylight now. I'm so glad to see that. And we will see you in the next video. Take care.